Well, we begin with World Cup celebrations here in France. Captain Kylian Mbappé scoring twice as Les Bleus overcame early wobbles as they launched their bid to win the football tournament for a third time. The French side beating Senegal by 3-1, and Real Madrid star Mbappé taking his career World Cup goals tally to 14. Well, let's cross live now to our sports editor. Selina Sykes has been following all the action for us stateside. Selina, you had a ringside seat to it there. Senegal did look quite good in the first half. They were ultimately outclassed, though, by the French. What a turnaround for them.
That's right, Sharon. We don't call it a game of two halves for no reason. France completely turned the game on its head in the second half, showing just how much class and talent they have in that squad. It was a disappointing first half. They looked very out of sync. They didn't look like a team. We've spoken so much about those excellent individuals, but they just didn't look like a unit together. And well, that was completely turned on its head in the second half. And no changes made by manager Didier Deschamps, but he did make one very crucial move, and that was to move Michael Olise into the centre instead of on the right flank. And that seemed to really turn things around for France. They looked a lot more lively, a lot more chances in the second half. Despite feeling hard done by, shall we say, they felt they had a claim for a penalty with Mbappé feeling like he had been fouled in the box. They weren't given it despite the referee looking at a VAR, but they responded immediately by who else other than their captain and talisman, Kylian Mbappé, scoring in the 66th minute to open the scoring for France. An excellent bit of work between him and Michael Olise, an excellent pass from the Bayern Munich player to set up the goal for Mbappé as French fans, as you can imagine, went wild in the MetLife stadium. France then doubled the lead in the 82nd minute with Bradley Barcola coming literally off the bench, I think a few minutes before that, to get his goal at this tournament and to put the French 2-0 ahead. It looked like it was going to a 2-0 win, but that's not where the action finished there. Senegal did manage to pull one back with Nbay getting a goal in the 95th minute. And that wasn't it, though, because Kylian Mbappé hadn't had the final say on this match. He scored an excellent goal just a minute after Senegal got theirs. An excellent long-range shot to become France's all-time top scorer. He overtakes Olivier Giroud. He now has 58 goals for France, which makes him France's all-time top scorer. I don't think this is where he'll be ending his tally in the World Cup, because he's obviously after the all-time goal scorer, all-time top scorer at the World Cup. He's only one goal away, I believe, now, and he'll be looking to add some more goals, obviously, to his tally at this World Cup.
Yeah, we don't think he'll have to wait too long for that. Selina, do you think fans overall, French fans, are going to be feeling confident then after that performance? What next for Les Bleus?
What next for Les Bleus? Well, they'll be heading back to Boston, which is where they're based. Obviously, there'll be some discussions, I think, about that first half. Maybe they were struggling a bit with the heat in the first half. It was pretty hot in the sun here today in New Jersey, but they'll be back to Boston and preparing for their second group game against Iraq, which in theory should be the simplest game for Les Bleus in Group I, though there's been a few surprises at this World Cup so far, though they won't be taking anything for granted. They will be staying humble for that second game against Iraq, because they'll be obviously looking forward already to their final group game against Norway, who are being billed as dark horses in this competition. They've yet to have started their campaign yet. They'll be playing later on today, but Les Bleus obviously getting the 3 points, the big 3 points against Senegal, which will be their toughest game in this group stage. So a good start for Les Bleus, and obviously very encouraging to see that after that disappointing first half, they can crank it up a gear when needed. So much talent in this French side, really sending a message here in the States that they are a force to be reckoned with.
Lots still to play for then. Selina, thanks so much for that. That's our sports editor, Selina Sykes, joining us live there from New Jersey. Well, from the US to here in France, let's cross live to our very own reporter, Antonia Kerrigan. She's with some football fans in the French capital. Antonia, talk to us a little bit about the atmosphere there. I can see you're with a Senegal fan on one side, and is that a French supporter on the other? What are people saying there?
That's quite right. We had everyone, both sides, were represented here tonight, and we heard within the room, within the bar where we were watching, with 500-odd fans assembled, there were vuvuzelas ringing out at every minor development within the match, every goal, every substitution, everything. Let's first get the reaction from Jordan and Clément, who were here to support France. Quite the win to start off a World Cup campaign.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So this was a great match actually. So Senegal was a great team, so they actually won the Africa Champions League, Champion Cup, so it was a great team to start the competition against us. So yeah, we were totally happy to win, and Mbappé did a really great match. The final goal he made was amazing, so we're really happy, yeah.
And how do you feel looking ahead to the next games for France?
We're very confident. We think we're gonna win this game, the next one too. So yeah, the team is good. We do a great game. The Senegal was good too.
Thank you very much. And also talk to Wally, who's been here to support Senegal this evening. Of course, it's not the result you wanted, but it was quite the game.
Of course, very disappointed because, you know, as you see, we did a very good first half, you know, but I think we had our chances to win at least this game. But, you know, that's the high competition, that's the high level. You know, everything that you don't, how can I say it? If you don't turn your chances into goals, you know, the second half, you know, as Mbappé did, you know, he did it. So it just, you know, it's the differences that we've seen. So yes, very disappointed, but I think we have our chances to, we still have our chances to take to the next step.
Feeling confident ahead of Norway?
Of course. I mean, everything can happen in a football game, so we will see what happens. I think our coach will, how can I say, will talk to the players, you know, to wake them up, and we'll see what happens in the game against Norway.
Well, Wally said it. Anything can happen in a football game, and of course, there's a long World Cup ahead. The group stage is just getting started. Thank you very much. Back to you in the studio.
Antonia, thanks so much for that. Our reporter Antonia Kerrigan joined there by very happy French fans and some disappointed Senegalese.